Hello, everyone. Monica here. Renee should be joining me shortly. Today, we're going to do part 2 of the recommended Facebook group settings. So I'm going to switch this over. I think I wasn't going to have the camera on, but let me at least turn this off. Let's see if it pops up. I'm going to make sure you guys can hear me. Oh, it's not on. Okay, let's do that. There we go. Hey, everyone. It's hot in here. So I've got my bun up, my messy bun and my hair up, but how's everybody doing? Hopefully it's not as hot in your area as it is mine. We're in the valley, so we kind of get that triple digit weather in July and August, and I'm really feeling it. I've got the air on, but it doesn't seem to be coming out cold, so now I'm worried. So I've got another fan running. Hopefully it's not like capturing on the mic. If you guys hear any feedback, let me know. It should be good. Let's see. I'm going to move over to comments so that I can see. So we had some really good questions, and I kind of went off topic a little bit last week on this Facebook group settings, recommended settings for when you have a membership. And I said that I'd probably have to do a part 2. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to do part 2 of that. And let me actually pull that up because I have some slides, but most of it, like last time, is going to be screen sharing. So, comment that where you're from, what you're listening to, what you're most interested in learning, or if you were with us last week, what maybe, if you have more questions about that, or what made most sense to you, or what really helped. There are a few things that I'm going to just kind of recap. I'm going to go briefly on that because I still have the slides from last week, so I'll run through those. But if that sounds like you want more information and you didn't listen last week, then episode 124 is what that's all about. And so today will be kind of the second half, and I'll pull up the agenda slide here and I'll show you guys. So I'm just toggling to the first slide here. Hard when it's by yourself. Okay, make sure I've chosen my winner too. That's important. There we go. All right, I'm going to switch over to our slide. And here we go. And so when I'm by myself, it's nice to have, it's nice to have somebody on that tells you we can't hear you, or you're blocking the slide with your, like the comment's still up or something. So hopefully Renee gets here and helps me with that. But if not, if you guys could just comment, let me know if I do something like that where you think you're supposed to be seeing something and you don't see it or something like that. It happens, but I've got comments up, so ask your questions, make your comments, and everything should be good. All right, Renee, I have stalled enough. He will get here when he gets here. Let's see. Are you in the right place? Are you a dream builder? Who do we help here at 22 Social, and is it right for you? Well, number one, if you are passionate about both the products and services you offer and the people that you help with those, truly passionate, really doing what you love, then that's number one. Great. You're here. You're in the right place. And you're doing this online. You want to create an online business that earns 10,000 or more, stable, recurring monthly income, something that allows you to live a desired lifestyle, whatever that may be, and not have to keep, releasing new content, or what's the next launch I'm going to do, or the next course, or anything like that, right? So basically, the bottom line is stop trading time for money so that you could really have that lifestyle, because that's what we're all doing it for. And in this, you want to build meaningful relationships, something that will eventually lead to a community that's going to grow your business on social. This is really going to help you scale and reach more people and help more people when you do so. And in turn, you'll earn more by doing less, but helping more. And you're willing to put the time and the work in to create this dream business. You want it to be something that lasts, not something that you have to keep rebuilding or refiguring it out, or trying to, not to be stressed, right? Something that lasts and it has a nice rhythm to it so that you can really have that long-term success and that fulfillment that you want. So in order to do this, we like to follow a guide. We call our guide the Dream Builder Blueprint. A set of building blocks, some milestones to achieve, things that are going to keep you on the path to get you where you want to be. At the very bottom of that is that dream, because it's different for all of us. So design your dream lifestyle, and figure what that is. What does that look like? And then build a business around that, something that's going to fund that and make that actually possible. And, what does your ideal day look like? What time do you get up? What are you doing every day? How are you helping people? If you don't like running to the post office to deliver something, make sure you include that in your, the way you set up your business. If you don't like talking in front of large audiences, or you don't like live streaming or video, then build it around that. But everybody's going to be different, and figure out what that looks like for you. And then that expertise that you deliver, that solution, that help that you give people, who can you deliver that to, right? Who is the ideal recipient of that transformation? What is it that you can promise and commit to deliver? And what are those results that the ideal client needs right now? And really start thinking about that, and how you're going to deliver that, and how you're going to get that person from A to B. And who is that person? Because you may already have an idea of who those people are. You may know them. They may be colleagues of your friends, family, people that you've just met in general, that you think, they could really benefit from this, and I want to help them. Invite them to have that solution. Invite them to take your help, and reach out and say, hey, I've got, I see you're struggling with this, or I'd really like to help you to get, this accomplished, or see these results. And here's how I do it. Whether that's book a call with me, I have a video course you can download. I have, a membership where we talk about that, whatever that is, but invite people to take you up on it. And, you can, and it doesn't have to be free. I'm talking about actually like selling a course, or selling your time and booking these one-on-ones, because you're going to earn money doing that, but you're going to get more education, which is much more valuable than the income long-term, because you're going to be able to figure out what people like, what people really need, what the first step is. Did I deliver it right? Was my email copy or my sales copy correct? What are people really struggling with? And that's going to help you put together systems. And that's going to help you really nurture your audience, your current clients and members, your prospective, maybe customers and clients, and continue to deliver value on an ongoing basis, because you're going to know from their feedback and from what you've done already, what's working, what's not. It's not until you have done these steps and you have something that works, it works, people are willing to pay for it. Now you've got a nice systematic way to deliver it. Then you can really start growing on that, right? That's when you can start adding steps and stones and building blocks to that piece and really grow. So you'll have your attraction strategies in there, like, your ads, your ad campaign, your marketing. What type of marketing are you going to do? Is it going to be content marketing, SEO, all that stuff that you can really start to tweak and build on to make yourself expand the business, but accessible to more people, right? Growing a membership, maybe having a higher tier version of something that you have in place already, or tweaking what you have and perfecting maybe a course or something like that, right? So do these in the right step, and people who have done this have had success going in this way. So that's why we like to show people, this strategy here. And I know I went over it very vaguely, but we do have some resources. I'll talk to you about some free resources you can download that will help you, and where you can learn more about this whole strategy and figure out where you are on that path and what you need to do. So this is the same slide I had last week. So I'm going to let it load, because this is what we talked about last week. Let me come over here. Hey, Michelle, you can hear me, right? Make sure you guys can hear me. Somebody say, yes, we hear you. We talked about these. Let me actually, oops, wrong button. Come back over here. I'm going to load all of these up until what we didn't talk about. Okay, so we talked about the public view versus the member view. When working with closed private groups, description settings and how that's seen, right? Public and member only, but why it's important in the about section, the cover image. I talked a little bit about some settings. I want to talk more about that today. And then we talked about managing your member requests, not only using the questions feature, but also using the 22 Social Connect Chrome extension. That's about as far as we got, because we had a lot of questions, and I don't like to go longer than an hour. I think we were at like an hour 15 last time. So thanks, Michelle. Okay, you can hear me. So today I am going to run through that. So I'm going to probably spend about 4 or 5 minutes going through those slides and just recapping that. But I want to talk about when you want to message people, whether they're already registered or they're not. And the best ways to do that when somebody is trying to get into your group and doesn't really know like where they're going, or, sometimes it's spam, but we don't always know that. And then I want to talk about in the actual settings of the group, some things to really look out for. So I'm going to actually pull up a group and go in there and show you that. I actually have a group that I have to edit some settings for them anyway. So I just saved it for today. And then we'll also talk about using group docs. There's lots of benefits to that. I'm just going to show you one or two ways that some of our users are using that really helps in their membership. So last week, we kind of talked about, public view versus the member view for your group, and whether you have the new Facebook or the or classic Facebook, I was going to say old Facebook, the new version that's in beta or the classic version. This is what a person sees that visits your group that is not yet a member. So they do see the cover image, they see the name of the group, they see the description. So it's your about section of your group. And they see, actually, I have an enlarged view here. They see, so the cover photo, and they can click on the cover photo. And if you have a description, that's great. We talked about that as well. But they can see, what type of group is it? Is it private or public? When it was created, how many members are in there? And then if any of your friends are members, it will tell you who's a member. And if any of your, and then anyone who's an admin or moderator, even if it's a page or a person, would also show up there. But it won't show you the members that you don't know or anything else. But it will also show how active the group is and how many posts and stuff of those members have posted. So they do get a kind of a snapshot of that. But most important is that cover image and your about section, because if people want to know about your group, they're most likely going to look in those two sections, or they'll just try to join, and that's where the questions comes in. Use that question that pops up. You can set up questions for members to say something about where they need to go. Like, use it as an instruction, not a question. You can kind of tweak it. And we did that last week. So here's an example of what a group looks like, the cover image, right, when you're there. But when somebody clicks on that cover image, they can see more information if you add a description. And what I recommend people do is make sure that you link to your gate of your enrollment. So I believe this one here is a paid group. In the first example, I was showing a free group. They look similar because it's the same branding, it's the same company, but this is her paid program and the other one's her free program. And so in the actual image itself, it does give a little bit of instructions. So you could even say, click here, because when someone clicks here, they're actually opening so they click on, if you say something like in the image, click here, it'll prompt them to tap the image and read more. You don't really have to do that, but this actually isn't clickable. But when you click on this picture, you see this, right? And so here you give a little description of what it's about and let people know where they can go to get more information or how to join. To me, this is a bit lengthy. I would probably make it a lot shorter, or just say, oops, I went too far. Let me go back. Just say this part first. If you'd like to join us, visit this group. And then the next paragraph, everything that it's about, because that's what people will see first, and they may not read through everything. So not the best example, but still, at least she has the link in there, right? And then after that, we talked about member requests and using the questions feature. And really quickly, because I went through it last week, what I mean by that, and if you're like, you're going way too fast, it's because we did this all last week. So this part is going to be fast. But as an overview of, what this looks like, when somebody from the beginning of when they see your post, they go to your pay gate, they decide they're going to join, and now they have access to the main content. That whole process, when they get to I still have this copy in here. Hold on. When they pay, if it's a paid group, if they register, if it's free, and they get to the main content, that's when they're in there, they're going to get their emails and welcomes and all that. And then they're going to see instructions there. And there's where you say, okay, first step is join our Facebook group. And if you want, here you can provide a passphrase or a passcode. You're basically just letting them know, hey, join the group. And when you join, tell us this. This lets us know that you're a registered member, because the people that have access here, they're not going to know what this is until they get to the main content. And you can't see the main content unless you've paid. So let me pull this up here. In the group, it says, in this screenshot, this is one of our users who's using this method. they say join the Facebook group. Click the button below to go there. Once you're there, click the join button and answer with the question, the answer you see below, right? And maybe she changes that monthly or so, every so often. And then that's just the button to the group. So when someone goes there, they're going to go to the group. They still have to click join, but then they're prompted with the question. So anytime someone clicks join on your group, that's another place that you can mention where you want people to go. So now I'm going to go back here because these instructions here, ideally, they're meant for somebody who's gone through this process that I just went through. They clicked, join the group, and they got here. But it's still a Facebook group that lives on Facebook. That doesn't mean that there's no way to get here unless you register. Anyone can find this group on Facebook. Maybe a member shares it with them. So this is why I say when you have a Facebook group, make every effort possible to send traffic back through that process where they go to your gate, they register, they see the main content, they get the password, they do all that. And a nice way to do that is when they click join, they're going to be prompted with this question, and you set these up in your group. So let me know if anyone's like, I have no idea where to set up questions, because I can show you that, but just go to your settings and it's listed under there as membership questions. And it'll have the name of your group and whatever your question is, and you can have up to 3. But I always like to say something like, this group is for, XYZ members only. If you're a member, enter the password you see in the members area and this is important, put your smart link in there to have your request approved. Number 1, people who have just clicked this off the street that are just trying to join, now they know where to go. And this kind of sounds like, oh, if I just go there, I'll know the password. Well, when they go there, they're going to see the gate. When a member goes there, they will see the password. And so that's number 1. Number 2, it serves as a way for someone who maybe is a member and missed that step, or they paid last week and then they got busy and they haven't gotten around to joining the group yet. And now they're in the group, and maybe there's posts in the group that they're getting maybe emails about or something, and they want to go join it or they want to go see. And so they're just clicking join and they forgot about what they did last week. This kind of sends them back and they'll see the password when they get there. So let's see. So I just that's just something that I had set up way before we had the whole Chrome Connect extension, the 22 Social Connect, which is super helpful. But this is beneficial still because extensions aren't mobile. They don't work on mobile. So this is always good to have if you're out and about and people are asking to join your group. You're going to be notified, did they answer the questions or not? And whatever your password is, if they know it, 99% of the time they've probably gotten in. Don't worry about oh, did somebody give them the password? Because if you find out that somebody got in and somebody shared the password, you just kick them out and, deal with that however you're going to deal with that. In 6 or 7 years of doing this for people, no one has ever shared a password or gotten to a group maliciously or so, but I know it's something that comes up. So it's nice because when you're in the group, you see instructions right before and a password and a button, or when you're in the main content that takes you to the group. And so members who have access will see that side of it. But if someone who's not a member goes, they're going to go to that same smart link. They're going to see, hey, join us, enroll. This is how much it is and all that. So I also talked about this 22 Social Connect. I'm just going to let this load because I'm not going to go into detail on that, but that's pretty much gets us up to where we are now. So the thing I wanted to talk about as far as messaging unpaid or unregistered users is, what if you get somebody who wants to join your group that if you're using the Chrome extension, they're orange, right? They're unknown, meaning they're not in your SRM, or you're using the password method and they haven't answered, they ignored it, or they tried to guess and they answered the wrong one. So now clearly when they're in the group, so let's actually go back over to, I'm going to pull up screen sharing now. So let me come back over here. It's hard when I'm by myself. I hope Renee's okay. I probably should check my messages. All right, I'm going to do this because I'm going to switch over to screen sharing. And I have this incognito. There's one, and there's the first one. So this is a free group. But when somebody clicks join, and so this is actually live of what I was showing the screens earlier screenshots. This is me live sharing. I'm actually going to go in and join this group or request to join. This is a free group, okay? This is her paid group. But before I do that, let me actually just click on this. And so I can show you like real time. You can actually see, you know, this isn't clickable, but when you click on it, it opens this up and it says register at. And so she just has a fancy redirect that sends people to the smart link. If you can't see it now, but up in the browser, if I bring it down just a little bit, I should have not done that. Hold on. I'm just going to like bring it down. Why is it doing that? Anyway, right here, it has the smart link. So it's a redirect, it forwards. So someone who's not yet a member and hasn't joined, when they click that, or they read the about section here, it's in here too. Another thing I recommend is don't force people to say see more. You probably want that to be closer up to the front. So I actually changed that for her today. Maybe I'll do that live. But either way, whether they click it here or in the image, they're going to go here. And someone who's not registered yet is going to go through this whole process and then say, okay, I want to join the group. And here is where they're going to be prompted to register, right? Again, this is free. I'm using this one because I don't want to have to pay her just for a demo, but if it was a paid group, I would then be prompted to pay after this point. So I'm just going to say continue here and go ahead and go through. And then it should take me to the main content. And I believe she is using a password for this. Hopefully it hasn't changed because then that's going to defeat the purpose of what I was doing here, what I'm trying to demo. All right, so then it's a little bit slow. Okay, so thanks, it has my name, your checklist is below, and she's got her free download. Now, that's her freebie, that's her lead gen. She also has a free group that she encourages people, if you have questions about this or you want some more help, we have a free group, join our free group. And then she also has some paid offers. So she's basically showing her free stuff, her paid stuff, as kind of an upsell to this free download. And here she talks about what the group's about and that to click the button below, if you're new, you'll need to request to join. You'll be prompted for a password. It's highlighted below and you must answer correctly. This lets us know you've registered. And so her current password is successful closing. So what I'm going to do is click join group here. That's just going to take me back here where I can click join group. So instead of clicking that button, I'm just going to do it here so I don't have too many tabs open. And she actually has 2 questions. Let me see if I can make this bigger. And this is all standard stuff by Facebook. It'll say answer questions. It'll have the name of the group, how many members, and this is all boilerplate language. It's standard. You can't edit that. What you can edit is what the question is, and is it a multiple choice or a write-in, and what the multiple choice options are, right? So she has 2 questions, which this could actually be done in 1 question. This is for free. If you have to be registered at this place. If you've done so, what's the password? Simple 1 question. She just has it in 2. Number 1, this group's free to join, but you must register at, and she has her link, which is just a redirect to her smart link. To be accepted, have you registered? Yes, I have. If you answered yes, please provide the current password highlighted on the confirmation page. And again, it's actually a different link. These both go to the same place. I think we use a different link here because we wanted to track how many people were coming from the cover photo and how many people were coming from the questions, that's just me being extra. Ideally, it should just be your smart link in both places. But basically telling them, hey, that's where you get it. So I know what it is because I just came from there. But somebody who was just trying to join just off the street, doesn't really know anything, this is where they'll probably go to one of these 2 places and they're going to see this side, right? They're going to see the part because they haven't registered. So I know that it is successful closings. And then I'm going to say, by the way, Tammy, it's Monica. I'm just using your group in a demo for 22 Social. You can ignore this request. I will probably cancel it. So I'm just letting her know. And I should probably put in Monica Ramos because my test account that I'm using has a different name. Okay. So that's just me. But basically, someone would just write successful closings, and then you're going to see that when somebody requests, right? So now it's pending, and I'm waiting for Tammy or whoever the admin is of this group to let me in. So let me switch over to my view here. This is me, the admin, not this group, but let's go over to this group. Okay. And I should have a request. So I'm just going to, oh, this is really acting funky. I'm going to refresh. And I have, it should say someone wants to join the group. One person wants to join. You'll also get a notification on mobile. You'll get a notification. So you'll get them everywhere. And it's a really nice way when you click on that, wherever you click on it, from your tablet, your phone, on the group as a notification, it'll pop up here in the corner too. Like when you're live, it'll say so-and-so wants to join your group. You'll be able to see if they've answered. If they didn't answer, it'll say hasn't answered any questions. But let's say I'm out, I'm grocery shopping. If I see successful closings, I'm like, cool. If I'm using the Chrome extension and her name is Green, which if I had this set up in my settings, I don't have it set up for her, but if I did, Monica's name would be Green and I'd be able to add her. So this is where I would say approve or decline. Now, the other thing I want to show you is, since I'm in here as an admin, when you come in here to edit your description or add your description, I'm actually going to, here we go. I'm going to change this to be on the top. I'm just going to go all the way up to the top, and I'll probably say something like, please register, because I haven't said anything prior to that. Please register to join this group. It's free. When you register, you'll also get our guideline to choosing. So it's basically her stuff, what she's doing and all of that, and then talks about what the group's about. So you might even want to say, I'll put a period here. That's a different paragraph, right? And then it talks about all of that stuff. So let me just hit done editing. What I like about this is they don't have to click see more to get to this. And I would probably do that in the description as well. So I'm going to grab this whole thing. And in your description, where you go to about, click on about. And here you're going to say edit. And I'm just going to paste because I actually have the same thing in both. But by doing this, when somebody visits that's not yet a member, let's go back over here. And I'm just going to refresh this. This is me, the non-member view that's trying to join the group. And let me just get these out of the way. So here, I like to have it right at the front, the first line. So that's what I mean by put it up towards the top before the fold is what they say. So if you want to see what this looks like, for those of you saying it's not what I look like, my Facebook looks like, you can always switch to classic or new in your settings to see like what the different versions are. But in the settings, so that's why, that's basically why I recommend that. In your settings, to get to your group settings, here are some things that I want you to kind of look at, all right? Oh, I went to do the message, right? So let's say I'm going to cancel this request. Does it not show me my questions? just cancels it. I was hoping I could copy my answer so I don't have to type it again. Doesn't look like it. All right, so I'm just going to let this refresh on its own. I think it does it on its own if I cancel. Now, when I join, I'm not going to answer anything. I'm going to leave them blank, okay? So this is what I mean. If somebody maybe doesn't answer, because they don't have to, I could just say, I didn't realize I had to do all this. Or, usually people who are trying to spam you are the ones that aren't going to answer. You get a lot of those. People are just robots trying to join groups. Or somebody who wants to come in here because they want to market to people, and you want to weed those people out anyway. Or they might write something to you about something, or I heard about this from so-and-so, I'm interested, like that, something other than, yes, I've registered and the password, or they just leave it blank. So when you don't answer any questions, it will exit without answering. It will say, hey, that'll help you get approved. Are you sure? And you can answer them here, but I'm going to say, yeah, I don't want to answer. Now, I still have a request pending because over here, if I refresh again, I'm logging in now. I'm doing the admin view. Over here, I can see that there's another pending request, hopefully. Perhaps not. Did I not request it? Let me just try it one more time. All right, if you're not seeing them like pop up here, you can also go to moderate group right here. If you don't see moderate group under more, you can also go to moderate group. This is where you moderate all kinds of stuff. So here you'll see your member request. So if you don't see it pop up at the top, maybe because it's the same person, I did it twice, it's not showing it. But here, now you see so-and-so's asked to join and hasn't answered any questions yet. You may get this, right? So here you may want to reach out. And so a lot of people say, oh, I'm not able to respond. I can't message them. Number one, a page cannot message a profile because it's just against Facebook rules, unless they've opted in through a chat bot or they've initiated contact with the page first. So if you're an admin of the group and you are not seeing the option here to message this person, then look over here to see if you are interacting as your page or your personal profile. That is usually number one reason why people are like, that button isn't there. So over here, you can interact as yourself or your page, assuming both are admins. And when you do that, it should then show, let me go over here to member requests. I've now gotten a second one, it looks like. Just a few seconds ago. Okay, so she's requested, but she did not answer any questions. She requested a few seconds ago. So I could choose to respond to her. Why is it not letting me message her? Am I not an admin? Oh, here we go, message. I should have probably clicked on that. Let me go back because it's not right in the front. It's just over here under decline. And maybe they've changed it, but I doubt it. A page should not be able to message a member. Member requests. Let's say I wanted to message Deanna and let her know, hey, so see, I don't have those options here. I have view or block. If you're having that issue and you're like, I can't do message, the solution is to make sure you're interacting as yourself, not the business page. Then you can message. So here you may want to have something where you don't have to do this every time, but maybe every couple of days or once a week, check your people that you haven't messaged, haven't answered questions or whatever, and you can send a message to them. It's going to be from your personal profile to their personal profile. So the downside of that is that it'll probably go into their like message requests or their like whatever the spam folder is for Facebook, right? When you're not friends with somebody. So that's the downside of that. But personally, I'm too busy to deal with, like, if they don't get it here and they don't get it in the description and they chose not to answer the questions, even though it says there they have to register, I don't bother messaging them. But I know a lot of members and clients who ask me about this a lot. They want to reach out. And when you're first starting out, yes, maybe I've just gotten tired in my days, right, doing this, that I'm like, I don't care. If I'm simply asking them to register to get a free PDF, if they don't want to do it, whatever. But you may be not as mean as me and you may want to reach out. So have some type maybe of a canned response. Just be careful not to do this too much. Like, don't send the same message over and over again to a bunch of people, Once or twice, you know, a day or every other day is fine. You may get locked out of Facebook for spamming you, because technically you cannot message people that don't message you. And Facebook doesn't consider somebody wanting to join your group a way of them messaging you. So, but that's a way to do it. Okay. And I just want to make sure you guys knew that you can find it by doing that. So I'm going to actually go into settings. And it's going to be more. So they don't have an edit settings over here, but under more where you see edit group settings. And these are the main points I want to make sure you guys know. Super important, especially if it's a membership, and also especially if you're doing it with 22 Social and you're using a subscription gate. Okay. All right. Number one. So you name your group, right? You can choose your group type. That doesn't matter. You can choose whether it's learning, discussion, or learning, whether the type of whatever type it is. That's not going to affect your membership at all. None of those things. The difference is based on what your group type is. You may have different types of, like, social learning offers the discussion or units option. But if you don't have a social learning type of group, this option may not be available to you. That's not going to mess up anything on your gate side, right? This is the description that I just pasted when I went to about. It's also right here under edit settings description. So you can do it there as well. And it lets you know here that potential members can see this unless you hide the group. Now, I don't recommend hiding the group. Last week I talked about public versus hidden versus private/closed, right? We don't want secret or hidden. We don't want public. We want in the middle, which is right now it's called private, formerly called closed. I'm going to skip down a little bit, but I'll come back up. Down here is where you edit your privacy of the group. And this is determined by the answer you put here. Do you want it to be visible or hidden? Okay. So we don't want it hidden. Okay. That means that people aren't going to be able to find it. They'd have to know the link. Now, if you wanted to do that, there are some downsides to that. So that's why I don't recommend it. But I'll look into it now that Facebook has changed a few things. Back in the day when it was called secret, there were so many problems with it. I never recommended secret. But I'll talk to Renee and see if maybe the new hidden does work with the gates. I don't know. This is not important. You don't have to have that. None of that matters. Tags are totally up to you. That's not important. Apps don't matter. Linked pages. Here is where you want to link a page. And the way you do that is by going to your page. So I'm just going to open this in a new tab, just the main landing page for it. Because when somebody comes to the group, over on the side here, it says group by, and it'll have the page, which is this page that I am actually like when I interact as the page. So I'll show you how you're able to interact as your page or yourself, which is a really good thing if you want to comment, create events, or write docs as your admin instead of your personal profile, because maybe you don't want people messaging you, or you have an admin or a VA that you want them to do stuff in the group, but you don't want to give them, like, you maybe don't want to make them an admin, or you don't want to give them your login. You make them an admin of your page and then make the page an admin. Okay. So over here is the group. So I'm just going to right click and open this in a new tab. And in your page, your business page, so not your group, but on your page that you want to make the page an admin of the group, there's two ways you can do that. You can do it in the group, but I also want to show you that on your page, you could just go to groups. And here you would say, link your group. You're going to click link and it'll bring up every group that you're an admin of and allow you to link it. Once you've done that, then the page will be part of the group and you can make the page an admin. Okay. So that's the one way to do it. The other way is to do it in here. And mine says edit linked page because it's already linked, but yours should probably say link the page. Yeah, I think it says link. I should have had a screenshot for that. I don't want to unlink it and relink it, but this is where you'll do it under link pages. Okay. So none of this really, the description's important. The linked pages is important. Color is not that big of a deal. We talked about privacy. I'm going to come back to this. This is important. Badges, post topics. Okay, let's go to this section. Color doesn't matter. Web address. Here's why this is important. So Tammy, who's the admin she's the owner of Agents Appraisal Resource. A long time ago, this was called Agents Helping CT Agents because she runs out of Connecticut, and now she's expanding that more worldwide. The problem is that when you change this address, anywhere you've linked to this page in the past could get broken. I think Facebook lets it have some juice lingering for like 30 days. Like if I change it to something else and then I visit appraisers helping CT agents, like I write this whole thing out and I go, it'll probably forward to whatever the current name is, but that only lasts so long. So anywhere, and she's had this group for 4 years. So I usually say, don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. The main reason people create a vanity address for their group, like something nice up in the corner that says, so again, if I bring this down a little bit here, you'll see like the name of it, right? The main reason people do that don't have 22 social is so that people can easily find their group. Oh, go to facebook.com/group/XYZ, right? We don't want people to go to the group. We want people to go here. This is where we want people to go. Everything is sending traffic here. So the group, but the group is still visible on Facebook. People could find it. Members could share it, whatever. There's ways people can find it. If they find it, on their own, they stumble across it, then great. Our cover image, our description, our questions are all sending them here. But we don't want to say, go to my group. So anytime you link to your group in your emails, anywhere you say, even in the copy of like the app where you say, join our group, when you click the button to whatever you're going to put the link, use your smart link. Consider this your group. The smart link of your app is your group. So up here at the top of the app, grab your smart link. And whenever you say, click here to visit our group, or you want to join our group, go here. This is where you're sending people. Do not send them to your domain name. Okay. Doesn't matter if this says what this says. If you already have one, I'm not telling you that it's bad. I'm just saying that you can, that's why people do it. So it's not really important, and you don't want to link to that because that'll break. Always just link to the gate. And, but if you have that as your name up here, that's fine. It's fine as it is now. This is for someone who maybe hasn't done that yet. Privacy, we talked about last week, but again, not public and not secret or hidden. Just choose private, but visible that anyone can find. It gives you a little bit of, organic reach. And post topics. Everyone should have this by now. I waited forever for it. Most people got it years ago. Oops, I didn't mean to uncheck it. But that's really awesome. So turn that on if you haven't. It's a way to organize your content. That'll come in handy later. We'll probably have to do a whole different tutorial or training on that because I'm not going to talk about that today. But the sections, it's going to be different depending on whatever Facebook is launching, right? So don't worry about that. Membership approval. Here is where you want to say that only admins and moderators can add people, because you want to control whether they have registered, whether you're using the 22 Social Connect Chrome extension, or if they've have the password, if you're using the password method, or both. You want to be able to determine when people ask whether you're going to let them in. So only admins know that process, and so only admins. So make sure that's checked. These other ones don't really, I hope I didn't accidentally click that. No, don't matter as much as the, membership requests. That's where you add your questions. So if you're wondering, where can I add questions? When you go to edit group settings, you're here, but also this moderate group, when you go here, you'll see it over here in a second, where it says membership questions. And that's where we get our membership questions. This is where you can edit them, okay? Just because it's in two places, but going back over here to settings, that little page I was just on, this is how you get to it too. Right here where it says ask questions. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll see I'm going to go to the same place that I just showed you. And here is where you're going to ask those questions. And again, you can make it all one question, where is, let them know it's a free group, but please register here. And once you've registered, provide the password. That could be one question. That's it. And it's not even really a question. It's just a statement. And then make this the written answer. If you want to break it into two, you could do that. To me, it's just an extra step. Exit. But basically combine this into one. And I think last week I showed an example of somebody who just had one. I had a screenshot of that up on last week's live where I did, I said, oh, he's just using one. He combined these two into one sentence. That's what I mean, okay? You can add up to 3. You can also add group rules. You can do all of that under membership questions. And you can get to membership questions on the moderate group, but also down here. Okay, so let me kind of finish through because these, I want to make sure that we cover all the different, the most important ones that really apply and why. This one here is one a lot of people miss. Membership requests from pages. By default, I think it's allow, or maybe just people check that, but I'm finding lots of times when I come in to help somebody set up their group, I have to turn this off and make it this one. I like to make it don't allow members, don't allow pages to join. Now, if you already have pages that have joined your group, this isn't going to kick them out. Just going forward, pages won't be able to join. And what that means is when somebody goes up to the top, let's go back over here, and they click join, I'm going to hit cancel so I can see that again. It will tell them, do you want to join as your page or as your person? And if I change that, I'm not going to change it because I don't want to, it looks like she's getting a lot of requests right now. She's launching like right now. So I know she's getting a lot of people coming in. If that wasn't the case, I'd actually change it and save it just for a second so I could show you what that looks like. But I'm going to leave it as don't. But if I were to change this to allow and hit save, and then I came over here and I hit join group, I would get a prompt that says join as Monica or join as, and it'll list like all my pages and I can join as a page. You don't want people to have that option because the page is not in the SRM of the app. The page isn't going to work with the 22 Social Connect. And if they're joining as their page and their person and they cancel their subscription, they'll be on your cancel list. They'll name return red if you're using the extension, but their page will not because their page is not recognized in the SRM. That is why that's the most important reason why I say do not check this. If you're using a 22 Social Gate to take membership payments that's connected to a group, check don't allow pages to join, not allow pages. Posting permissions is up to you. I recommend anyone. I don't recommend checking that. And this is something that doesn't make a big difference. The ones I really wanted to make sure I touched on were, I know it was a lot, but it was the description, which can be addressed here or under about, the linking your page and making your page an admin, to not focus on your web address. Even if you've already created, that's fine, but don't use this as the link that you send people to go here. Use your smart link. Make sure it's a private group that's visible. Make sure check posts are turned on. You want membership approval to be only admins and moderators. And you want to ask questions, use the method we talked about last week and at the beginning of today. And you want to make sure you say, don't allow pages. Okay. Those are the most important ones. And I don't think I changed anything, so I'm not going to hit save. So I don't want to mess anything up. All right. Questions. Let me look over here. I have 2 pages that my group is linked to. Yeah, you can link multiple pages to a group. I think I have a group where I'm in there as a couple of my pages. Yes, so you can have multiple pages linked to the same group. I don't know if that's a question or you're just letting us know, but yeah, Michelle's done it. You can do it. It's definitely doable. You can have multiple pages that are admins of the group. So when it says like who's an admin of the group on the about section, even publicly, people can see this part, right? It'll show on there who the admins are. So this stuff like recommended by the admins, top recent posts, photos, and people who are not members are not going to see that, okay? So a lot of times people say, I had one client that says, hey, once you join the group, then click on right below the about this, it says recommended by the admins and join those groups. But they're not going to see that until they've joined and been accepted. So they don't see that. They only see the parts I mentioned earlier, the cover, the image, the name of the group, history, the description, how many members are in there, and who the admins are. All right. Okay. So that was a lot, but those are just the main like settings that I recommend. And that's the other thing I want to talk about is the messaging. The last thing is docs. Now this group doesn't have any docs, so I'm not really going to use this one as an example. But I'm going to go to FitRight, which FitRight Mums. She's got a few groups as well. And the page FitRight is actually an admin of multiple groups. So she's got FitRight Mums. She's got FitRight Professionals. She's got FitRight Women, which is I think 50 plus. These are expectant or new mothers. So she's got different ones for her fitness business, different groups. And the page FitRight is an admin of all of those groups. Okay. So what you want to do, a really great way to organize your content is to create a group doc that links to other things. Now you may even have like courses, or like this is a membership with videos. So she's got like all kinds of, every time she adds a new workout, it's in here, right? So it's pretty lengthy. So a nice way to organize the membership is to have an index. By default, Facebook's going to have your file section right here to modified, but you can do it by name and you can do it by type and all kinds of stuff. It'll revert back to modified every time someone visits, unless, and I'm going to bring this down, and I hate how this always like, it's not letting me. Let me go small. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this down so you can see what I'm talking about. See if I can make it a little bit bigger. And I can't enlarge the browser address. Doesn't matter even if I enlarge the screen. This text up here stays the same size, so it doesn't matter. But this whole link here, it actually has some code at the end. It says # order equals title _ ASC for ascending. So basically it means give us this in order by title ascending. If you copy this whole link, you can link to this. So you can link to that like in emails or in your members area of your, like your app, your resources section, whatever you do, or even in other documents where you could say, like this, read more, see all of our documents here. And then the here links to this. It's a nice way to send people to a place where everything's kind of in alphabetical order, and create an index that starts with a non-alpha character. So it's always at the top. So that's what she did. I'm going to make this big again. And she created the FitRight with, 3 asterisks in front of it, video library index, because she has a ton. These are all links to other notes or docs. So I'm going to just open a few of them. The ones down here are really fun, like babies and kids. Okay, so these are all links to other documents in her membership, in her file section. So she's got Introduction to Pregnancy Pilates. And so you could actually create a whole course if you wanted to, that's linked to in a document in your group. That's a really great way to use documents in groups, is module 1, module 2, and create a whole course, charge at the gate, and then send them to the group to begin taking the course here. And you can have this nice and laid out here if you don't want to use your app as your video, hosting. At the bottom of every one of these, so let's go down here. I'm just going to pull them all up so you can see them. And this is mobile videos and desktop, right? So you can see there's a combination of them. Let me go down here. These are always fun. She's always putting out content. I work with her regularly, so I help her put this together, and she has some great videos. Okay, so at the bottom of all of these, she kind of has a what to do next, right? Take me back to the group. That's just the main tab, the discussion tab. Take me to the welcome guide, which is a different document that has some safety videos, or the index. And this link is the index that we copied that had the title ascending order, that whole link, so that when they get there, oh, actually, sorry. Let me go here. Is that the right one? No, that's the index. Hold on. I think I did this last time. I got confused. I think one of these, I haven't updated all of them. Okay. All right. So see, this one's only got 4 take me tos. This one has 5. I haven't added them all yet. This one has all of our docs in alphabetical order, basically, AKA the files section. But if you click here, it's the link that has the ascending order I think it's like question mark order equals title ascending, whatever, and it'll have them in order. So you can link to that way, but she has a link to the index in all of them and then all of your groups, because basically all of her files are like this, but you may have in your group, they're not all like video workouts or something. They may be like different types of files. Maybe you're uploading PDFs and you want them to just go to the file section that's not video related, then go to the file section. And then she has a link to her members area, which I'm going to open up just so you can see how she uses the links to those documents here in her group. So here's her gate. I'm going to log in because I have admin access so I can show you the back side. And her members area is pretty simple. It's 1, 2, 3. This is the one I showed in the demo earlier. Join the group. That's our password. Check your inbox while you're waiting. Check your inbox. And then after you've gotten in the group, here's step 3. Start with the welcome guide, right? She's got some welcome videos. And so she explains that. And she has a link directly to that guide, which is that document she created in the group. So she's got a welcome guide, its own document. And then she has this index, which is also its own document. And so she has, if you want to go to the index of all the videos, click here. If you want to read the welcome guide, go here. I might actually flip these because this should be first. Let me do that right now. I'll never remember. Because if they're brand new, chances are people aren't going to see the main content. And the only time they're going to see that is right after they join. Once they're a member and they're interacting in the group, unless you're sending them here, most people aren't going to come back here. So since I know the people that land here are going to be brand new, the first thing I want them to do is start with the welcome guide. So I'm just going to switch these 2 places. Oh, wait. Let's do this. And then if you're wondering, like, how come my app only shows 3 buttons? That's just a little glitch. All you got to do is extend this out. And if it disappears on you, scroll up to the top. It's up here. I know it's kind of a bug, a hassle, but FYI, right? Just wanted you to know that. So this should be the welcome guide. I want that to be in front of the library index. Okay, so I'm just going to hit preview and scroll back down to where that was. Yeah, I want the welcome guide in front of it. So I just wanted to change that. All right, I'm going to come back to my little notes here to see if that was everything. I do see some questions. So cool. Let me look at that. So we went over recommended group settings, creating docs. All right, cool. All right, let me go back. Oh yeah, I did have this as an example, so I'll show that. So let me come back to here. Let me just go back 1 and I'll look at your question. I see we have a question. Brilliant. I have tons of notes I want to post in my group. Is there a way to post in a group without posting on the main business page? Yes. So unless so when you post a note in the group, it's not on your main business page. So there's notes on pages and there's notes on groups. Facebook.com/groups, that's how you know you're on a group. It'll say group up here, what type of group. And then the page, do I have that open in another tab somewhere? Yeah, here's the page. You can also have notes, right? You can create notes. These notes, and she doesn't have any, but if you create a note on a page, that's posted to your page. If you create a note or a doc in your group, and the way you would do that is just go to Files and create a doc. Uploading a file is something like a PDF that already exists, right? Or a Word doc, which she has a lot of that. She doesn't actually have any notes or docs. We haven't even covered that yet in our little journey that we're on. So I'll probably mention to her like this, make an index and things like that. You would click on create a doc. And then you can add a cover photo, title, and all of that. One thing, I'm glad you asked this because I totally missed this and I want to make sure everybody gets this. One of the things when doing docs is uncheck this box before you hit publish. It's not going to let me publish because I haven't done anything, but if I were to type in a title or and upload a photo and all that, then this would turn blue and I could click on it, but I'm not going to. So maybe let me get this out of the way so you can see it there. Maybe you meant, you don't want members to be able to edit it, but I think you meant so it's not published by the page. But this, definitely uncheck that because anyone in the group can then make edits to it. They could delete it. like delete all the content, and you want to control that. So I always say uncheck this and then hit publish. But that's how you would create a doc. If you go to your group and you don't see file section, it's because you don't have any, and all you need to do is create one. And so the way you would do that, go back out to like the main discussion tab. And when you go here, look for the option to, like, I think it's under more, if it's not like giving you a prompt down here, a prompt for it, add a file. The first time you add a file, this tab over here, files, will show up. It won't show up until you have at least one file. So if your group's brand new and you've never created a file or uploaded a doc, you won't see files here. The way to create the files menu option is to go here and add a file, just like, or create a doc. Just like, yeah, see, create a doc, just like create a photo album. There won't be a list for photos until you have at least one photo or upload a photo, right? Upload a photo, upload a video. Create an event. You won't see events. See, she doesn't have an events tab, but if I wanted to create an event, where do we don't have events in here. Used to be a way to do an event. Interesting. Maybe it's down here. There's always weird ways. Check-in, feeling, tag event, support nonprofit. Might be, here's another thing, because pages can't create events. I think that's why. Let me switch to me. So that's another learning. You know, if you don't can't see events, it's probably because you're interacting as your page. And I believe you can make this a default. Does it give you the option? I don't know. I thought it used to. I think on mobile it does. I like doing it as my page and then being forced to be profile if I have to. Yes. So so you create a room. Pages cannot create rooms. So you have to be interacting as yourself to do that. And then create an event is something that you cannot do as your business page. You have to do it as a person. Once you do that, then you will see the events tab, the files tab, all of these different things. Okay. All right. Good to know. Let's see what this says. Yes. So as long as your group is private or it's so funny how they change it all the time. The type of group you have. I should probably use the right term because it used to be, secret. Now I think it's called hidden, but private, closed, I think is interchangeable. Privacy. I don't want to mess with that. As long as it's not public, Michelle. If it's not public, then no one can see what you post in your group except your members. Another benefit of that is these links that you link to. Did I close FitRight already? Let me go back to FitRight. These links to groups. Okay, so like the welcome guide or the library index, I'm actually going to right click and I'm going to say open in incognito because incognito is where I'm logged in as this other account. And I want to show you what that looks like. This is what it looks like when someone tries to visit a link to a group note or group doc that is part of a group that they are not a member of. That's not public, of course. It's a closed group, private group. That's what it looks like. So that's really cool for keeping membership content for members only, like running a course or something like that. So your questions always prompt me to show you guys something else. All right. So now for reals, now I'm coming back to this. All right. So I think that was the last one. And I'm glad I had some time to get through that. This is the last slide that just shows that group I was just showing you. When they go to the group, when you have something like Take Me to the Welcome Guide, you can link directly to that document in the group and they will go to it. It looks nice on mobile, looks nice on desktop. You can add a nice cover photo. So you can send people there from your main content, from your members area, from where after they've paid. They have to be a member though, because if they try to click that before, they're going to see this. So that's why she has it as step 1, join the group. Step 2, while you're waiting, check your email, blah, blah, blah. Step 3, once you've join the group, like after you've been approved, now you can go to the welcome guide because they won't have access otherwise. So I hope that makes sense. All right. Great. Awesome questions. Thanks again for, being here. Really appreciate it. If you are not using 22 Social or want to know how this works and how we're able to do this and connect our groups and our memberships and charge for a membership and then connect that to a Facebook group, all you need is a Facebook business page and 22 Social. Business pages are free, easy to set up and manage. You can brand them, make them your own online hub, and kind of replace your website if you even wanted to do that. And then with 22 Social, you can add custom apps. They're not mobile apps in the sense of apps on your phone, but they're third-party applications that Facebook allows us to connect to our business pages and use it to create landing pages, like mini website pages for free or paid content. And so a lot of our users are doing that in many ways. So you can restrict access, you can charge for access. There's lots of different things you can do with that. And my slide's not advancing. Let's see, a little slow here. When you first install it, it's completely just bare bones. So you'll be able to change the font, the background colors, the font colors, the shading, the button colors. If you're going to add images, videos, albums of videos, right? You want to embed a slideshow, you want to embed a map or a Google form, something like that. So there's lots of different, we integrate with so many different tools and stuff, and just make it your own. Add all that in. It's pretty easy, drag and drop. And once you're ready to publish it, it'll have a link that you can send traffic to it that looks great on mobile, tablet, anywhere. It's our smart link that recognizes what device they're on and gives them the best view based on that. So as I was saying, you could restrict access, either free content or paid content. Some of the ways people are doing free is like a contest or get a free download or register for my webinar, right? Or maybe even running contests where they don't have to pay, they just have to register. And they register with Facebook. Or they can pay for like a video course or a coaching session, or they can pay recurring for a membership where it's $10 a month, $100 a month, whatever you want to charge. And it doesn't have to be a month, it could be a week, it could be quarterly, it could be a year. And you can offer different terms too. You can say pay monthly or yearly and all of that. And that's what a lot of people are using 22 Social for. So just to wrap up here, it's kind of an overview, a bird's eye view of how this looks. When you get done, you build that out and you have it looking the way you want, you get that smart link and you share that, that's what's going to drive traffic. So you'll share it. You share it anywhere. When you share it on Facebook, this is what that looks like. And if someone clicks on it, they're going to go to the front side, which is called the gate. That's where they're going to be asked to register, pay, enroll, whatever it is. And they will then click a button that will confirm that this is who they are on Facebook. They are confirming their Facebook profile. And that's what you're capturing. That person has to be logged into Facebook whenever coming back to know that they, to be given access, right? That's how they register. So they hit continue. Yes, this is me. And you're capturing that Facebook login information, and they're going to get access and they're going to be able to browse through all of the sections there and see what you have and click your buttons and all of that. So that's your main content, what I like to call the members area if it's for a membership. And then your members are captured in your SRM. You're getting their name, their email, basically their Facebook profile information. And it's all easily manageable and accessible in the back end of the app under the SRM tab, Social Relationship Manager. You have all of your members, and you also have links to their payment profiles and all kinds of stuff. And you'll be notified. There's a cancel list up here. It'll say cancel list. Those are people who have canceled. If you're using the extension, their names will turn different colors and let you know to remove them, but you'll be alerted when it's time to remove someone from your group. And this is that extension I mentioned briefly earlier, but we did talk in length about this last week. Very cool. It's free. It's linked to it in every one of your apps when you install it, as long as it's a gated app. Install the 22 Social Connect Chrome extension, pick your colors, and when you visit your group each time, run this extension, it'll change the members' colors, the names of their the colors of their names based on whether they are in your SRM and have they paid, have they canceled. Makes it really easy to manage members. Really easy to live that dream lifestyle, really easy to have that time freedom and really, be able to wake up and see messages like this and have that recurring subscription notification come in, or you have a new sale or a new booking or a new lead, And we love hearing those success stories. And so I'm glad that you guys ask great questions. And we have all of this really cool stuff that we can showcase that people are using and have examples of people that are doing well with the software, doing well with their membership, like Will Irish. And we want this to be you, right? So we want to kind of give you a starting point. If you're completely like, this is a lot, where do I start? Or you want to know maybe a little bit more specific for you, what action you should take and what you should do first. So that's important, right? Knowing what to take, what actions to take and when to take them. We're all on different paths. So you're either in the beginning, you're learning, or you've made some money and you're earning and you're ready to kind of grow, or you're at that scale stage, right? You're ready to, let's blow this thing, right? Go big, 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 and have it just expand and evolve into something that you're really living that dream style. But you need to figure out where you are. And you're going to want to do that by taking an assessment, which we offer for free, called the Dream Builder Self-Assessment. When you take that, you're going to get a customized action plan that's going to tell you where you are on your journey. And all you got to do to sign up for that is go to 22s.com/dream. You'll be able to take that. You'll also be able to check out our Dream Builder bundle. If you like what you've seen here today and you want to commit to your dream and save some money, you can get 22 Social along with our Dream Builder Blueprint course. So all of those concepts I talked about in the beginning, in depth with module videos, everything from creating that lifestyle, defining your blueprint, to your lead capture and your advertising and all of that, along with a year of 22 Social, the standard plan, which gives you all the features, unlimited members, and you can add it to up to 3 business pages. You get a whole year of that included. And all you've got to do is check out 22s.com/dream to see what that's all about. But take that assessment while you're there. And then also, refer your friends. There's a link there where you can get a referral and refer other people to come check it out and take that assessment too. Check us out, our free trainings every Tuesday. And you could win. You could win this dream bundle. So we're going to give that away right now. This week's winner chicken dinner, I haven't said that in a while, is Gary Bailey, Scottsdale, Arizona. A little closer to home for me this time. Scottsdale, my neighbor. Awesome. All right, Gary. So you just won. You won our bundle. You got a year of 22 Social, the annual standard plan. It's unlimited features, unlimited members, 3 business pages, and you get the Dream Builder Blueprint course to go along with it. All you need to do is message our page and we will get you all hooked up. All right. If anyone is wondering, what they can do, or they want to be a winner and they want to refer their friends to increase their chances, you don't even have to refer people. You just sign up and you're entered every week. But the people who share that, we have like a leaderboard, a contest that helps go viral, which is part of our software. Their chances are increased when they share. So that's why we say share, share, share. Usually the ones who are the highest on the leaderboard are the ones who are always winning. So check that out, 22s.com/dream. That's also where you'll be able to get the link to our Facebook group. So if you're catching this on the replay and you have more questions and or something just needs a little more explaining, anything, right? 22s.com/dream is an easy link that I like to use because everyone can remember it, 22s.com/dream, but you can get the assessment, check out the bundle. There's a free trial you can check out, the link to the Facebook group, anything like that. There's also links to like all of our replays and stuff like that. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, it went a little long, so definitely needed this to be a 2-parter. Thanks, Michelle, for the great questions. And I will see you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.